This
started
conference will
recording.
now be recorded.
See, did you hear that on your side too?
I did. I did.
Cool. Awesome. Hey, I'm here with my friend Marie Rapaport. She is with the Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership, which used to be harder for me to say, Marie, just so you know. Like I used to just say help, and people just didn't kind of understand. You know what I mean? They're like, help, like, what's going on? Well, go. I wanted to make a quick video with Marie because I think she's amazing and what she's doing is amazing. And just wanted to ask you a few questions. Marie, thanks for jumping on this call with me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Excited to be here.
Well, thanks. Hey, so a couple questions. So would you mind just in a quick nutshell, like what is HELP and how did you get involved? How did you make it happen?
Okay, so 8 years ago, actually closer to 9 years ago, we started our charity, Homeless Engagement Lift Partnership. And from there, we just kind of went out and started helping the homeless in our community. Okay. And the first step we did was start filled backpacks with toiletry items,
That's cool.
Caps and socks. And we, year to date, have given out over 27,000 backpacks filled with supplies out to our homeless community right here in Maricopa.
That's awesome. So do you still do the backpack thing? Do you guys still do that?
We do. We do.
Okay.
We do.
So, okay. So that's one part of it. Sorry, look at me all interrupting. So tell me more. Sorry about that.
So we started doing a lot of events because there's a lot of misconception of what homelessness is like that out there. They will look at homeless like they just need to go get a job, or they're lazy, or they're on drugs. And so we started doing events, and just before COVID hit, we were doing about 27 events a year out in our community. And then 2.5 years ago, we started our signature program that is called Help Snacks. And Help Snacks is for homeless, displaced, and at-risk children. These are kids that are in our school districts that not necessarily will get a supper. They might get a breakfast and lunch through school when school's going, but not guaranteed to get supper. So we provide that for these kids. We started in the Deer Valley School District 2.5 years ago. We are now in 19 school districts, and we were, before COVID hit, we were doing 15,000 bags of food a month out to our community here.
Wow, 15,000. That's a lot. So of those 15,000 bags, where did, like, you said Deer Valley School District, but where else? Like, and how do you allocate that, right? Like, how do you decide where it all goes?
Right. Yeah. So working with the school districts and kind of getting them set up. So we're in Surprise, we're over in Glendale, Ahwatukee, Mesa, Chandler, Paradise Valley, Phoenix, and Washington, school districts. So there's a whole bunch all over the valley that we are catering to right now and providing these for. Now, I will tell you, we have a wait list. We have districts on our wait list to get in.
So you have relationships directly with the districts. You take this snack bags to the districts then allocate those and get them out to the schools that need the most.
Yes, and remember, these only go to these specific children. They do not go out like, here's a free bag of food. This is going to the homeless, displaced, and at-risk children. And that's a very important part, because we worked very hard to build them relationship to make sure that the right kids were able to get these bags. All of our bags have special uplifting writings, personal writings on every one of our bags. So our kids look so forward to seeing what their message is going to be that day.
Totally. So when people come out for Capstone Contributes, some of y'all, just like last year, are going to be at a table where you're going to be writing down the messages that speak to these kids and give them some motivation and some inspiration. So cool. I like that. That's amazing. All right. So now here, I do have some questions that I actually wrote down because I was like, you know what? I can't just shoot this raw just from the hip 100%. I got to come from, I got to at least make it look like I knew what I was doing a little bit, right? Okay. So from last year, you mentioned that you did like 15,000 bags a month. How has that changed since COVID? Like what's happened since then?
Well, when COVID came and schools ended, we started a new program that was helping hungry families, and we did bi-weekly groceries for the homeless, the families that were out there. I mean, we
That's
serviced,
amazing.
we serviced families that were living in like storage sheds without AC in the summertime. It was crazy. And it's not me, it's all the amazing volunteers and sponsors and the people that came up and helped with this through the summertime. Now school is getting back in, things are starting to happen, even though they're still kind of up in the air, a lot of up in the air. We're still delivering them now. They're asking for them. They're on our wait list. We predict by January, we will be doing 23 to 25,000 of these a month that will be going out.
Okay.
So
and where's the bottleneck? So why not to more districts? Is it because of the bags and the resources to get more bags and to get people to fill them?
it is actually for doing events like yours. If we had more people that would step up and say, I like this idea, I want to do one of these events, this would tremendously help us so that we can go out and service another school district and another school district.
So how many do you allocate to a school district? And if a company stepped in and said, hey, I could do this many bags, they could then say, you know what, if they did that consistently, or if they knew that this many bags would help you get into another school district, what would that look like? Like, what would that number be? And what would, if we had an ask, like if people watching this video have a business or want to get involved, and you could say, hey, with the, call it the 10,000 bags we're doing, that would essentially, if we could get, 12 companies to do that in a year, right?
Huge,
And
huge.
Okay, so
We'd
right
be
now,
we would be literally across Maricopa where we want to be. I mean, this is the staple. Arizona, Maricopa is the staple. From there, it's going on because we'll be able to then focus on other places in Arizona. We'll be going to Tucson. We'll be going out of state. We'll be able to help others once we get us covered, because you always take care of your own first, right here, and then we'll be able to spread it to more families and more districts out from Maricopa.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So if there was a goal to come up with from, like, for you and I talking through it, it's like, hey, if we could get 12 more companies to do 10,000 bags a year, so maybe one a month for a year, then that would open up the floodgates to be able to get to more kids in the valley.
Yes, absolutely. We would cover it. I believe we would almost be at that point where we could cover.
Okay. Do you behind the scenes, do you have the bandwidth for it? Or would you be all able to take on that many snack bags and through distribution and process and all of that? Would you be able to handle it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. There's always challenges, but I can always tell you it rises up every time. You have it, if you're ready to give and you're ready to help, it always happens. And we're able to help the families. We have so many volunteers, good people that want to help and do things that help distribute. Like we'll have people that deliver to the schools for us too, that want to just help out. And we'll get our truck out there and deliver to schools, but then we have individuals, we have businesses that want to be a part of that and help out as well.
Awesome. I think what you're doing is amazing. I think, you and your team, I mean, just seeing it firsthand last year, now that I have a better chance to know you, I just think what you're doing is amazing. Thank you. Definitely needed in the community. Hey, so the most pressing question, and the one that I wanted to get to, especially for like ours, how during COVID are we keeping people safe to, when we do these events, and what is the recipe for success to make sure that people that show up feel like, they don't have too much to worry about other than helping others?
Absolutely. Safety is one of our key things. The team and I have sat down, we planned it out, we had specialists, we had people come in, we wanted to make sure, how does this look to make it as safe as possible. I believe we're even safer than as if you go to the grocery store with
Wow.
all the people there. I mean, we are like, okay, our tables are, well, first of all, when people get to our events,
Okay.
we do check their temperature. We do check, we do ask them the questions. It's very important. It's common sense. Obviously, we want people to stay home if they're not feeling good, but we feel like we want to do that extra precaution as well and make sure everybody is okay, feeling okay. And I know it seems to some people it's over the top, but you know what? It's just safety. We want to be safe.
For sure.
The next thing is we want to make sure that our tables are set up. So the way we used to do it, we would have our tables for assembly, and they would be kind of packed around the table as we're assembling it and things like that. Well, now we have to literally only have X amount, which is 8 to 9 people at these tables to make sure that we're doing being apart and not being crammed in together. Now, families, when they come in to do the event, when we're doing the actual bagging, we keep the family together. So of course they can stay together, and that's where we can get more people to help. The family's going to stay like on one side, and then we'll have it separated out, and we'll designate where they're going to go, what tables they're going to as they come into the event as well.
Okay.
On top of that, about every 20 minutes, we actually will have a hand sanitizing break. Everybody stops, everybody does the hand sanitizer, and just to be on the safe side and to make sure that everybody's good. So them are the things that I would say are the biggest. The nice thing about yours, Ed, is that it's outdoors.
Okay, so outdoors is preferred then. So outdoors, okay.
Yes, it just gives us a little bit more. So we're using more tables, more space, because we want to make sure, again, everybody's kind of separated. Now, another big thing.
Okay.
We really want people to let you know who's coming. So when they say there's 4, let's stay around 4 and not have 8. And the reason is because we don't want to have to turn people away. That is absolutely the worst thing we just don't want to do that. So we just ask that people, if they say they're coming and they have an amount, please stick to that amount. And if they do have an extra friend or something, then to contact you and get that okay, just to make sure. I think that is the biggest thing is that everybody loves these events. They love coming out to them. They're great events. They're fun. They're uplifting. They're the family. It's great for families to come out, show your kids, show the community, that you're helping, and your kids see this. It's an amazing to do that. So we know it fills up. We do want everybody there, but we also have to be careful and make sure that we stick to guidelines as well.
No, absolutely. That's such a great point. It's gonna suck to have to turn some of you away. So make sure you sign up, right? No, I think, and the other thing is, last year, like, we got hooked up with all these free donuts, and it's like, oh, we can't do donuts this year. Like, I was talking about it with Megan here in the office, and I'm like, we can't do donuts. Like, people touching this stuff, it's like, no, we can't do that this year. So yeah, we do have a cool coffee truck from our buddies next door, so we're super excited about that, from Froth. Yeah, so that'll be fun. But Yeah, we totally appreciate you. Looking forward to this event. And so looking forward to everybody coming out. And for those of you that want to do this, feel free to contact Dawn Marie. I'll put all her contact information down below so you can reach out to her directly and set this up for your organization as well. Because, you know, last year when we did it for the first time, Dawn Marie, I mean, I got to tell you, like, you run it like a well-oiled machine. Like the people that you have come out, your team just assembling things, it was like everybody had their role. It was run so efficiently. I was so impressed with it. And it really took a lot of the burden. I think for us here at Capstone, like, you know, putting something like this together is stressful, right? It's outside of our comfort zone. It's one of those things where we almost feel like we don't have time for it because, you know, we've got others that we got, you know, business to attend to. But the way that your organization comes in and really just takes a lot of that stress away, like, thank you. So not only is it an amazing organization, but you really make it easy for us to want to contribute. So thanks.
Thank you. Thank you for doing it. This is the second year. I'm so excited.
I know this year, I know even with COVID, it's like, you know what? It's all good. Up until we spoke here the other day, like this is, of all the things we've got going on right now, this is the thing that's given me the most like anxiety because it's like, oh my gosh, we don't want anybody coming out getting sick. You know what I mean? But now we know. Thank you, Dawn Marie, for sharing with us. We totally appreciate you.
Absolutely.
All right, cool.